Hello everyone, I'm Greg Otta with FedScoop TV, and today we're at the Data Innovation Summit, and I'm talking with Dr. Michael Valivullah, the CTO of the Department of Agriculture's National Agricultural Statistical Service. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for having me.
So tell our viewers about some of the innovative practices around big data your agency is currently undertaking.
I do not know how much people are aware that precision agriculture is a big thing today in agricultural economy in this country, especially in the US. Wherever there is precision agriculture used, they can see underlying profit to their bottom line anywhere from 15% to as much as 50 to 60%. Let me explain what precision agriculture is. Precision agriculture is using very targeted treatment to a particular field or area in a field, whether there is need of water or a fertilizer or insecticide. Instead of spraying the whole 400 acres of the land, you just focus on that half an acre or 1 acre, so you save money, and by the way, you increase the yields instead of wasting all your resources and contaminating and polluting the environment. That way it is very useful. And the data that is collected from precision agriculture, for example, with the drones, for example, so that data is going to be that we are looking at collecting the data in the future, because there is going to be more and more that data coming in, and we have non-response issues, because when we ask questions to people, and they don't usually respond 100%. So we have that difficulty that we are dealing with. That's a challenge for us. If we can collect data from these mechanized instruments like multi-spectral sensors and drones and other in-cab systems, we'll be able to use that data so that we can do our surveys and data gathering, and hopefully will provide better and faster and cheaper data to the U.S. agriculture.
So that program obviously is giving you tons of data, but you're, I'm sure, dealing with many programs that deal with, you have tons of data that you have to sift through. How have your practices changed with the growth of data, and what are you doing inside the agency to help the agency take in the vast amounts of data that are coming in from the various programs?
Well, let me clarify something. Maybe I did not state this clearly. And we are in the very beginning stages of that, and we are trying to set up some collaboration with universities, for example, and land-grant universities to pilot this program to see how it is going to work out. It is not in production. We are not using that precision agriculture data today, because we do not have a really good understanding of what this all means. And first of all, we need to do it as a pilot study and see how this compares to our traditional way of doing business. And once that we can figure that out, then we will look at putting that in production, and hopefully we will have, moving forward, we will have some sort of data collection that we would use using those machine-to-machine communication, and also developing models and using artificial intelligence and coming up with predictive models so that we can estimate our crop yield and things of that nature. Right now, we don't have it in production. We are still at the experimental stage and the very stages of this business.
Okay, so with the data that you are dealing with, how are you helping the agency intake that data? What programs are you standing up, and how are you moving that data so it's not stovepipe within the agency?
The data that we collect, it is protected by something called CIPSI, Confidential Information Protection with the Statistical Enhancement Act. That means we cannot share the raw data with anybody, but we do provide the consolidated form of data at the county level, state levels to other agencies, and we put it on our site. Once the data is published, it is for everybody to consume, and we have the API, and QuickStats is a database that people could use to reach into that data. And the data we have is historical, and there is lots of data that is available, but personal information like privacy and confidential information, it is not available for people to download or see, because we are protected by that particular rule and regulation that we have, the federal government has imposed on us.
So you talked a lot about the precision agriculture thing. What else do you see as being the future of big data for the agency?
Well, the precision agriculture is one source where big data means different things to different people. The way that we look at it, that big data is going to come from us from all different angles. And as I mentioned, that unmanned aerial systems is one of them. Then we have multispectral sensors. Then we have climate information. Then we have hydrology information and say fertilizer information and insecticide information. That we get all kinds of information that we can use to estimate the yield. That's what we do. We predict the yield of particular field or particular county at the county level, that what we estimate the yield to be, so that farmers will be prepared and market will price it accordingly. So it is helpful. And also if there is a flood or famine, then there are risk management agencies and other agencies within USDA that provide loan guarantees and other things, help out the farmers and ranchers to overcome that challenge. So we provide the data to all these different entities. In even the Economic Research Service, which publishes all this data, then they consume our data. So we are data providers, and that is helping other agencies within USDA and other international organizations to help them publish the data at the world level or the national level.
Always interesting to hear from you on these topics, and I'm sure that we'll hear from you again as the future of big data unfolds.
Sure.
Thanks for joining us.